particularly my younger daughter. She had me at home in the first 2 years of her life. And during that time, when asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she would always say, and I remember she said this more than once, I would like to be a mummy. I would like to be a Sharon. What was very interesting was that a couple of years later, when I was, well and back into work, she was asked the same question again, And I remember her running across the room to me and whispering to me, saying, Mummy, can I be both a mummy and a teacher? Because she thought I was a teacher at that time. And that to me was kind of an affirmation. I did take about 2.5 years off from work when my younger child was born, and for various reasons at that juncture. And I was very happy, being at home, and I had many other things I was doing. I was writing a fairly successful blog. I had other interests and other communities that I was contributing towards. But when it came to the point in time where, she was starting preschool, I'm starting, I think, childcare at that time, and opportunity came up, to say, hey, would you like to return to work? I took some time to make that decision, but my husband did say, hey, Sharon, you have a lot to contribute in terms of your giftings. And I think you can gift more to the world, and not just within the family. And that kind of gave me that encouragement to say, okay, let's try. I mean, it's an experiment. Life is an experiment anyway. Let's just give it my all. I'm in this season in my life right now, and in every season in your life, you are growing and you're learning, and it's never wasted. I think that's important, because many women, when they feel they have been away from the workplace, I've heard this so many times, it's wasted years. It's wasted years. It's never wasted. Even when you're at home, you have been so courageous to make that step. In every season, we can reap our growth if we give ourselves that space to really think about, how have I grown? How can I be curious about myself? And how can I bring what's happening in this season into my next season in a way that can be the most impactful? And remember that whatever failures or even successes that you have today need not be your end point, and it's not your end point. There's always more that is to come. So in the work that I do, one of my core beliefs is about bringing humanity into workplaces. And it sounds like a big phrase, but it's really about the human side of organizations, where you enable leaders, individuals within organizations to be able to perform at their best. That has personal resilience as well, and group resilience. When one is able to speak about one's weakness, reveal that side, it kind of removes that silent burden, right? Because if you are performing all the time without giving the space, or without giving yourself the space to reveal what else it's in your world, it's a silent burden that you carry. So I think that's really the link. When you allow for some of that vulnerability and weakness to be revealed, it's when that silent burden of the individual and of others can be removed. The connections can be made. The support can be placed in the right places where it's needed most. So when we share about business results, for one, can we share also our feelings about it? I imagine there will be less stress, less about having a mask, less about just performing, and more about being, and more about just bringing what your own gifts, and all of that adds to an individual and that human. So my time at INSEAD was a time of tremendous growth for myself. It was also about the kind of deep dive conversations that we were made to have with ourselves and with people around us. I learned actually the muscle at that time. I learned how to sit in my discomfort. So when I now face situations where I know, I'm a little bit anxious, a bit apprehensive, but I need to be there, I need to show up, I recognize that discomfort in myself. And also just telling myself that this is happening because I'm allowing myself that space to grow. I think do what's right for you. Even if it's something that's right for everyone else but not for you, that's okay. Do what's right for you at that juncture. But keep the movement, right? Keep the curiosity, and keep growing and learning in a way that means the most to you.